I do that. I wanted to make sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. We're going to change the format tonight to allow enough time for our presentation by all aboard Florida. So if there's plenty of questions and concerns, they'll have plenty of time to answer those questions and concerns. First of all, I'd like to get a motion to accept the minutes as published in the newsletter. May I get it? Okay. Can I get a second on that? Thank you very much. Kay, would you like to give a treasurer? Okay.
In the general fund, we have $1,349.10. In savings, we have $2,680.26. In the CD, we have $6,784.36. For a total of $10,813.72. And we did pay off Dr. Strong $5,100. That's why it dropped. So now we don't know if we did that.
That's great. Thank you very much. We're honored here to have Sheriff Tim Mescari here, and he's been kind enough to join us.
Thank you very much. I love coming to this meeting, and I come to share some news around the county, and I got to pull out my smartphone to pull up my notes, which makes me very smarter. But first of all, have you all noticed increased traffic enforcement along the drive? Yes. From August 17th through October 17th, there's been 78 citations written on the drive. There's been 16 warnings written, and there's been 2 accidents on the drive. One was last Sunday down near Eden Lawn, but I don't know the severity of it. All I know was it was down that way. In addition, I'll give you news around the county. First of all, crime is up a little bit this year as compared to last year. Those that follow the Sheriff's Office on Facebook or read in the news, we had our 10th murder in St. Lucie County last weekend. Last year we had 0 in the county. This year we have 10. Yeah, which is a tremendous increase. Last weekend, we found the body of a homeless man up on North US 1 where the feeder route comes out. We made an arrest in the case on Sunday morning. It was another homeless gentleman who killed him because of the fact they were fighting over the rights to panhandle on the corner where they lived. So it was a violent murder, but the suspect was in custody within 48 hours of us finding the body. Another crime trend that we're dealing with, Spanish Lakes Original on US 1 experienced just under 65 burglaries over a 10-day period. You've heard the stories of cat burglaries. These guys were the consummate cat burglars. They would go out in teams at night. They would identify a house that was vacant. One or two would enter the house, then they would radio for help to come. They would unload all the belongings outside the house. The other team would then load them up into a car and then remove them from the scene. We made 2 arrests on that case just this Monday. We actually have 3 other warrants coming. But one thing that we learned from that exercise that I want to share with you, there were many, many people in Spanish Lakes that either witnessed the actual burglary itself or witnessed something suspicious, and they never called 911. And the reason being is they didn't want to bother us. I'm here to share with you. If you see something suspicious, if you see something that in your mind doesn't look right, please bother us. Please call 911. And you know better than anyone, and these residents of Spanish Lakes knew better than anyone that something wasn't right, but they didn't call us because we'd much rather be involved on the front end rather than the back end of 65 burglaries. We were tied up for 5 days in Spanish Lakes with crime scene detectives, following all leads and processing all the seeds. But that's the news of the county I have. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or concerns that you have. Yes, sir.
There was a motorcycle accident on Thursday night up by the power line, just south of the power line. Was that a fatality?
Kurt, you know?
Never heard of that one, so.
There was one, not last Thursday night, but like a month ago.
Yes.
Roughly a month ago.
A month ago, that was a fatality. He didn't die right then, but he died like about 6 days later in the hospital. And of course, that was a bike night week. We assumed that he was speeding.
I heard that group go by. I live at 9007. They went by, the group went by at 70 to 80 miles an hour. I'm a
Happens all the
motorcycle
time.
rider myself, so I know relative sounds.
Sure. Well, you know, that Thursday night, they mix alcohol and horsepower. It's not a good combination. So. Yes, ma'am.
What became of is there not a bomb scare, or World War II bomb supposedly rolled up onto the beach here? Actually, it was right across from my house. 5200 block. I just wondered if it was.
Did you all hear she said a bomb rolled up on the beach?
I think I can answer that.
Yeah, that was a big flare, right?
No, actually, we had a call out and a man saw an object in there, had a spherical end to it. And at the other end, there were wires coming out of it. So we had concern that it was a bomb because we do have our history of this area. And it turned out it was just a part of an electrical motor. So the bomb team did respawn out here. We did take all precautions and they did take the motor away.
Well,
So.
I went out to find out why there were so many police cars in my driveway to my yard, and they said, go back in the house. I said, should I be concerned? I thought I was kind of kidding. I said, should I be concerned about something? And I was surprised. I said, yes, you should go back in the house. So that's why I'm checking.
Yes, ma'am.
With the speeders on the drive and everything, is there any chance of getting speed tables put in, at least on the curbs and that? Like the
Speed tables?
tables, you know, like the, instead of speed bumps, like the speed tables to keep people slower?
Of course, you know this is a state road. Anything that happens on it, we got to go through the state, and that usually takes an act of Congress. But we've been hitting it really hard on citations. I mean, I would hope that if you get a speeder, it's an infrequent event rather than a frequent event.
And you still want us calling 911 when they pass in the double yellow?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do unless we witness it, but you can just let us know. I
But
mean,
we live right in the middle between Midway and Long, so a lot of times you have enough.
and that's enough time to catch it, yeah, especially if they're going north, we can catch them, but going south, by the time we come over, they're already in Martin
No,
County.
just,
Yes,
One minor correction, this is not a state road, this is a county road.
okay.
Became a county road about 15 years ago, 20 years
Still
ago.
need an act of Congress.
Yeah.
and they're not.
Yeah, they have what we call a uniform traffic manual, which is basically what the counties go by, and it is actually a federal book.
Right.
And unless it appears in that book, they are very, very reluctant at the road and bridge to
change.
change anything like that. We used to have stop signs at Walton and Midway. They realized that that basically was unlawful according to the book as well. So they have to stick to those sort of things. So speed tables, slower downer things, that's not in their book, and they don't prescribe to it, so.
I know they have them on the drive up in Brevard County.
I failed to introduce, this is Sergeant Kurt Midweek. He's on the road, but he came from traffic after being a supervisor there, so he knows all the traffic laws, knows all the challenges we face in traffic. Yes?
I just have to say thank you, because last week I got a really cool bit of satisfaction. I got passed and you got them about a half mile later.
Awesome, that's great. It happens every once in a while. We've been using a lot of unmarked vehicles on the drive, and they'll sit in a driveway, and then they see it, and it's real easy to go ahead and write the citation when we witness it, so. Yes?
If they cross the county line and you reach sheriffs in Martin County in time to catch them?
Yeah, we can, but we can only issue a citation if we witness it. They can only issue a citation if they witness it. So sometimes they'll say, well, it happened here, and we catch them in Martin County. If we didn't see it, we can't write the citation.
It's tough being on the right side of the law.
It is terrible. It's really tough. Anything else? Yes.
What if we had a dash cam, a dashboard cam of our own? Is that evidence?
It's evidence, but we have to witness it, right, Kurt?
The traffic violation is a civil violation.
Yeah.
They're not criminal in nature, so it's a civil violation. So
One that was a whole different.
we're really gray
But
there.
at Christmas time, you know, the police really like
Yeah,
it,
there was
right?
another question.
I spent my last year of public service as a dispatcher for the Martin County 911. And I have called Sands County 911 a couple of times. And I have a suggestion. Tell your people on the other end to be less impersonal and slow down a little bit in their speech. It's, what's your emergency? Fire and ambulance? And a lot of us that are a little bit older can't, you know, we want you to slow down and speak a little more clearly.
Okay.
Sound a little more personable. And then you're more inclined to be open with the person that's taking the call.
Did y'all hear his question?
No.
He
Yes, it's all slow.
He talks slower. He served as a dispatcher in Martin County. However, when he calls 911 here, they seem to be very, very fast and impatient. When you worked for Martin County, you actually fell under the office of the sheriff. And here, that is not the case. They fall under the Board of County Commissioners. All the dispatchers do except fire rescue. However, I can share your concern with them. But they're not employees of the sheriff's office or the police department. They're members, they're employees of the Board of County Commissioners. But I'll take that message back. One more question.
Any pattern besides the homeless man, just 10 murders?
No.
Nothing?
No, we've had a relatively good year in regard to everything else. Property crimes are up. Murders are definitely up. But property crimes, if you don't lock something up, you could probably count on it being stolen because of the economy and everything the way it's going. You know, when you said I pledge allegiance to the flag, I actually had somewhat of a warm feeling tonight knowing that our government is back open. And hopefully we can cross this challenge that we've faced the last 10 days and get on with what's right for our citizens. So other than what I shared with you, that's it. Anything else? Okay, thanks. Thanks for that. willing to stay your entire meeting if you so desire? Do you need him here?
We're okay.
We're okay? Excellent. Okay. God bless you all. Thank you for having me.
You don't even talk about the train? Yeah. I want to hear a little bit about the train.
Okay. You're welcome.
Didn't want me to listen to the train a bit.
If there's any committees attending this meeting, we'd love an update. Is there anybody, Chair, or a member of the committee that needs to give us an update? Hearing none, seeing none? Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Is there any old business that anybody would like to address? Okay, thank you. New business. We have a request for volunteers for officers and directors for our election in January. I myself look forward to having the next person step up to the plate, and I'll be passing the baton on to them. So if anybody is considering being a member of our board of directors or an officer, my phone number is on the newsletter, as is my email address, and I'd love to hear back from anybody that's a resident of the Drive. It's been a great experience for me, and I look forward to having somebody do a better job than I did over the last 2 years. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Adam. We need a motion to accept the dues for 2014 at $25, a whopping $25.
I so move.
Thank you. Can we get a second? Perfect. $25 a year, that's the deal of the century. And with that, we changed our presentation, our meeting a little bit to allow, yes. Please stand up, Mary Lee.
Coming in and greeting you all tonight, I had a lot of similar questions from many of you that you weren't sure if you're paid up, and we can use the money if you have your dues. So if you are not sure if your dues are current, before you leave tonight, would you leave your contact information with Rick? He is our corresponding secretary and keeper of the records, and he will get back to you and get you a status on it. And for all of those of you who have recently got your dues current, and those of you who will be doing it in the next week or two, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Mary Lee. Yes, sir.
We didn't really have a vote on the dues or discussion. I would like to open up discussion on the dues issue. The biggest expense for the association is mailing. One member's $25 membership supports roughly 10 people on the mailing list for 4 mailings. We currently have 33 paid members for 2013. We are going in the hole on these mailings, and we really like to provide the information to everybody on the drive. This last mailing went to 463 addresses, which is roughly half of the property owners within our service area. I've got an inquiry to property appraisers to try to update our mailing list to the roughly 1,000 to 1,100 property owners within our service area from Fort Pierce, the old Fort Pierce Park, to the county line. I would like to consider tabling that motion for dues approval for next year until January, when we can discuss this and discuss our real financial needs for next year. Just put it out there.
Just, the bylaws require that we do it in this meeting. And just logistically, I mean, how are you going to collect the money if you can't tell people how much it is in January? So, as I said, the bylaws require that we
Okay. I agree with that. The bylaws do state that the dues for the upcoming year will be established at the October meeting. The bylaws can be changed, and I am going to be working with the board at our December board meeting to present some possible changes to our bylaws to accommodate how we actually do the business of the Freeholders Association. We don't want to burden the membership with the business, but this is a business. This is an incorporated business.
Yes.
I would question whether raising the fee for membership is going to improve the efficiency of reaching out by mailing. Either emailing as an example, and I know it's a project, but it would probably be a project worth the effort, to try and find emails.
The biggest benefit that we could do as an organization, and as members of this organization, and as visitors to our meeting tonight, is to become a member.
Well, I think that addresses the need for an increase. As far as increased membership will mean increased revenue for the account, enabling us to do more things. I think we've discussed this, so I'd like to get to the all-aboard presentation.
We need to vote, we still need a motion on the floor, we need to vote.
I thought it couldn't be, the motion couldn't be carried because we needed to have the dues remain the same. Are we electing to vote on dues increase at this meeting?
No.
No, we have
The
to.
motion is to keep them the same,
Right.
so we need to
Yeah,
vote on that.
the motion I
Okay.
made was to keep them at $25 for 2014.
Okay.
That's what we're voting on.
And,
I'll second that.
okay,
It was
It
said.
already was. Yeah.
okay, so we need to vote on that. Can I
Yes.
see the yeses that we're going to keep it the same? Well, can I see the noes not to keep it the same? Okay, all right.
I'm just,
Yes, sir.
I'm a brand new member, maybe I'm shooting my mouth off, but what is it, postage these days?
In this last mailing, the envelopes were 58 cents apiece,
And now it's going to go up, they're petitioning to go up.
and it's going to go up. That's just the envelopes, plus there's addressing of the envelopes, plus there's printing of the newsletter.
How many people have email that could receive their newsletter by email?
Don't know if we've done a count on that, have we, Rick? As far as number of people that have
Some-
provided emails?
Some do, and we have three communication methods, actually. We have postal, we have some emails for members. We also have the drive group at Yahoo that on the drive group's calendar, there's a reminder of meeting inserted that's mailed out to the drive group members. So there are methods other than postal service, but we are required by bylaw to give 48 hours, to deliver 48 hours notice of meeting.
One other comment is, there are a lot of properties up and down the drive that are unoccupied for sale. And if we're sending out mailings to those people, it's wasted money.
No.
This last
There, and I come.
This
I've
last,
been here for 10 years.
this last mailing,
Not correct.
the,
Is your house for sale, or you occupied?
Empty. But I get the mailing and I come.
this last mailing, not the October meeting, but the meeting prior to this, where we had the same distribution to all, I got one return. So roughly 462 pieces of mail were delivered.
Adam, do you have a question or a comment?
If anybody wants to be part of the Yahoo group that we have for the drive, it's only for people that live on the drive or rent on the drive. And it's free, and you're welcome to be a member of it. And if you want to get the information that way, Marilee's been sending it out. So it's been going out, and if you want to, just give me your email address, and I'll send you an invite and you'll be in.
Okay.
We do have 63 members on the drive group, so we do have some coverage there, but
Okay, unless we have any further questions.